Hi everyone, welcome to my scenario exploration task. I'm Adriana. The scenario that I've been given today is Nick and Chantel are students in your Year 11 class. Both are fair students and can usually be relied upon to work well in class and have been passing their assessment tasks comfortably. Since the school dance 3 weeks ago, Nick and Chantel have been taking a much greater interest in each other. They arrive to class hand in hand, are inseparable to the point where they now seem to waste a lot of time together in class. You are concerned that their performance in an upcoming exam is going to suffer. So first I'm going to approach this scenario using aspects of the Wong's approach that we read about in Module 2. The Wong's approach involves a teacher who uses principles of democratic discipline. These principles involve 1. Understanding why the students are behaving a certain way. 2. Allowing students to be partly responsible in decisions that affect them. 3. Being a model of kind, responsible and accepting behaviour for students to follow. Based on this approach, the entire classroom is already aware of the behaviour that is expected of them, and a positive relationship has already been formed between the teacher and both Chantel and Nick. The teacher already understands that both students are wasting time in class together due to the fact that they have recently connected. The teacher approaches both students and informs them of their concern in a supporting and respectful, yet firm and uncompromising way. The teacher asks both students to be reminded of the behaviour that is expected of them during class and allows them to be partly responsible in deciding how to best deal with this behaviour. For example, Chantel and Nick might decide that they would like a chance to prove to the teacher that they can be responsible young adults and improve their performance in class together. The teacher respects their decision and gives both students a chance to change their behaviour, but also informs them that if the behaviour continues, they will face more serious consequences. Another approach towards managing the behaviour of Chantel and Nick is inspired by the work of Skinner, Pavlov, Watson and Thorndike and is known as the behavioural model. To decrease the undesired behaviour of Chantel and Nick, the teacher can 1. Evaluate their own behaviour, ensuring that they are reinforcing desired behaviour rather than reinforcing undesired behaviour. 2. Apply negative reinforcement until the desired behaviour occurs. When the teacher notices that Chantel and Nick are talking to each other and not doing their classwork, the teacher might stand behind them until they stop talking. Once the students display the desired behaviour, the teacher no longer needs to stand behind them. And 3. The teacher can then continue to analyse Chantel and Nick's behaviour in an attempt to systematically change their behaviour. This analysis is known as applied behaviour analysis and involves the teacher identifying the triggers that undesired behaviour and influences its probability. In this scenario, the teacher might notice that Chantel and Nick are only disruptive towards each other when a task involving group work is set. After the teacher has identified this as a trigger, they can then minimise their disruptive behaviour by focusing the lesson on individual tasks or group tasks in which the two students are purposely not paired together. The third and final approach that I'll be discussing today is based off the responsible thinking process, or the RTP. The RTP is a questioning process that helps students reflect upon their behaviour. In the case of Chantel and Nick, it might involve the following. 1. The teacher asks both students to consider how they are behaving and if this is appropriate. 2. The teacher reminds both students of the rules in class, to focus on classwork and not to disrupt others' learning. 3. The teacher asks both students to reflect on the consequences of continuing to waste their time together in class. Both students are aware that this behaviour usually means that students who behave like this get split up. Number 4, the teacher gives Chantel and Nick the opportunity to reflect on whether they would like to be split up or to continue working efficiently together. And number 5, Chantel and Nick acknowledge that if they continue wasting time together in class, they will no longer be permitted to work near each other or together in a group. In order for this approach to be successful, it is important that the teacher uses democratic discipline, similar to the Wong's approach, in which they confront the students in a calm and kind, yet firm manner. In the case where Nick and Chantel are not successful in rectifying their behaviour, the teacher can document the steps they have taken in correcting the students. Sorry, I just lost my spot. The teacher can document the steps they have taken in correcting the behaviour and seek support from the school administration and parents. Okay, finally, here are some discussion questions for you to consider. Feel free to post your thoughts on the discussion forum, and thank you for watching.